Ever wonder what goes into planning a lesson for class? You might be surprised of all of the research that goes into creating curricula. Our best practices. Teaching is more than just a passion. It is science-based. Teachers are using critical thinking and problem solving every day in preparing for their classes. In order to create a lesson plan, teachers have to take into account not just the content they need to teach, but also the best way to convey that content in order to achieve student learning and retention. In addition to knowing the subject matter a teacher needs to teach, he or she also needs to have a solid understanding of the science of teaching and learning, the areas of educational psychology. This includes understanding cognition, metacognition, motivation, and emotion, developmental psychology, and of course, assessment. My name is Diane Smokorowski, and I am the 2013 Kansas Teacher of the Year. This is my 17th year in education in Kansas, and I have to tell you that I really believe I have the very best job in the world. There is no other place that someone can come in, find something new every day, and get to embrace learning. As a lifelong learner myself, with the most beautiful children who just happen to be between the ages of 5 and 18. What motivates students to learn? And how can we best incorporate strategies to increase motivation for all students? Let's consider the motivation aspect. Herzberg has a theory of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic occurs when we are motivated to perform a behavior or engage in an activity in order to earn an external reward or to avoid a punishment. For example, students working hard to get an A on an assignment, or getting a high five for achieving a small goal, perhaps winning a full award. Intrinsic motivation involves engaging in a behavior because it is personally rewarding. Essentially, performing an activity for its own sake rather than the desire for some external reward. For example, wanting to do an activity because it excites you. You have a passion for what it is. It's fun, enjoyable, and just completing the activity is reward in itself. In the classroom, this means teachers will praise students and give positive feedback for effort, engagement, perseverance, developing strategies, and demonstrating improvement. This type of praise fosters hearty motivation rather than simply praising for fixed intelligence. It tells students what they've done to be successful and what they need to do to be successful again in the future. Today I'm working with Megan Holmgren's 7th grade social studies students who are primarily focused on geography and Kansas history. And Megan, tell me a little bit about your class.
Well, I have a group of great kids. I have about 16 7th graders, gifted ELP kids, and they are fantastic.
Let me tell you a little bit about the project the students are working on. They're trying to identify unsung heroes of Kansas history, specifically those people who have made significant impact in our history, yet their story may not have been told or is well known. So not only are they finding this hero, telling his or her story, there's another piece to that. We're hoping that the students will come to look at a hero as someone they hope to achieve to be as well. If we can help them identify a true hero, someone who has shown in the test of time to have done something that has impacted things like civil rights, education, science, perhaps even the fellow man, to say, you now have opportunities because I went forward, I was a pioneer first. Those characteristics we want our students to emulate, and hopefully, as they grow, to achieve to do the same. When it comes to designing learning experiences for students, we must consider not only the academic goals, but how can we create an environment that supports intrinsic motivations as seen in Herzberg's theory. He states that personal achievement, recognition, work satisfaction, responsibility, and self-actualization are the motivators that increase job productivity. These concepts, teamed with his extrinsic motivators, such as an emotionally and physically safe work environment, are the key factors that guide students to meet and exceed expectations. It becomes more than achieving an A on a paper. It is the intrinsic motivation to learn and grow. Taking into account the research about motivation and the constraints to creating a great lesson, what elements would you include in the What Makes a Hero lesson plan? Let's consider the following constraints. If you're going to put a lesson together, you must remember about the limited time you have to deliver the lesson. Most classes run 38 to 42 minutes. Secondly, you need to create activities that keep students engaged so that they're actively in the learning process. Number 3, you must create developmentally appropriate activities for students. If you offer things that are above their academic and emotional levels, they become challenged and feel frustrated. Yet, if you also provide things that are below their academic levels, students quickly become distracted and bored. Let's take a look at the lesson that we developed. Knowing that we have a limited time to complete the lesson, just 2 45-minute periods, we need to keep the students engaged, meaning we want them to be completely focused and excited about the learning experience. And we have to create a task that is developmentally appropriate for this 13-year-old group. We had to think of the best strategy for the day. Follow along with this class to see how the lesson is delivered. What elements of motivation do you recognize? Today, Mrs. Holmgren and I and Mrs. Brown are going to be showing you some information about heroes of history. Okay, we've talked about heroes, and yesterday you made a list of characteristics of what makes a hero and what does not, correct? Okay, do you have it with you? Can we pull that out for me, please? So that list of people what makes a person a hero and what doesn't.
I didn't really get that much of it.
Yeah, if you can put a couple of things to kind of talk with the other people in your group. Let's see what they have compared to what you have. We're going to be showing you some people who've already been counted as heroes of history. These are already sung heroes. And what's the difference between a sung and an unsung hero? What's the difference? Yes?
A sung hero is somebody who's more known.
Like everybody knows the name. Like who's this? Abraham. Everybody knows Abraham Lincoln, right? Yeah. What characteristics do you see on Abraham Lincoln's face?
Like a confident look.
He's confident.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that, were you seeing intimidation and confidence together?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where do you see it?
I see him as sort of calm.
Calm. What about these heroes do you admire? What would you like to see in yourself someday, if not today? You'll have 5 minutes. Are we ready? Pencils ready? Off you go. 5 minutes, go. So here is the challenge for you today. You are going to create photographs of what you've underlined with you as the subject. So if you'll turn your writing over to the rubric, we as a group are going to determine what a good quality picture is and what a yucky version of this would be. In other words, you as a group are going to determine the rubric. Taking a look at the first section, character traits. I have told you we're going to take photographs of those character traits that you identified. And I've given you just a little bit of information in here that I want your facial expressions and your body stance to show that. So can you stand up and show me what confident looks like? Show me what confident looks like. Stand up and do it for me, please. Confident. What does determined look like? Where does the chin go in this case? Straight on. You're facing directly what you're looking for. Does that make sense? All right, guys, take a look at this. Do you think she got it?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Show up one of yours that's finished. Show us what you got. Can I have a right hand, please? Up. Give someone near you a high five. And tell them you are awesome. You are awesome. Well done. Well done, my friends.
I love the opportunity to be with my students and to see their growth in education, to actually take that moment where they can fully see where we're going, why the purpose of what we're learning.
Well, I love about teaching the fact that I teach history. I've taught 8th grade history for 28 years. I love history. I like it when 8th grade kids are interested in history and kids that have never been interested in history come back and say, I really like that. I like the way you teach. I like the way that we learned that. Or they'll come back years later and say, I remember the presidents because we learned that in your class.
The advice I would give a person thinking about being an educator is to think about their passion for helping children, whether it's with a subject area, helping them understand that content, or finding something that they can put into their life that they want to accomplish. For instance, technology, something, Skyping, whatever, to put that into their lives and help children learn would be something to focus more on, and focus on just keeping them interested in school.
I generally work in the middle school range, in middle school language arts, but I have worked with all grade levels. And I never get tired of talking about teaching, sharing the passions for my students, and connecting them with the world. Because I believe that if I can show them opportunities to dialogue with other children around the world, with other people who are being those game changers to make the world a better place, then my students can possibly emulate and be inspired by those people to be game changers themselves. So I have to say, teaching is really where it's at.